On to Chelsea then in heading ninth, Andy. This is not since Jose left.
I'm like Danny. I need a whole podcast to tell you everything that's wrong with Chelsea, and I can't get it in this particular section. But one thing I will say is Reece James. I've never seen a team more dependent on one player. When he was out, they lost 5 out of 6 games. He comes back for 52 minutes. They're playing really well. I know it was only Bournemouth, but they're playing lovely football. It's all happening and everything. He goes off. Bournemouth nearly get a draw. And then the other day, was exactly what they were before Reece James while he was out injured. They were
Andy,
terrible.
last season, before Haaland arrived, I described Reece James as the best player in the Premier League. Given his position, I think he is the best player in the Premier League when he's fit and running. And it's no surprise Chelsea miss him. I guess the interesting thing will be how much they're going to spend this January. The way Todd Bowley lines things up, they could be banging out another huge amount of money during this spell.
He shouldn't be allowed to spend the money, honestly. Who spends 280 million to be worse? I could go through them. Cucurella, 65 million. He's about 30% of the player he was at Brighton. Sterling, he's a shadow, 50 million, shadow of what he was. Fofana, 2 games he's played for 70 million, but did Leicester know he was made of glass? Koulibaly, he's League One at best. Bamiyang, 15 million in the shredder. They've just bought this bloke for 33 million from Monaco, and they've got Colwell at Brighton. They've got a left-sided, young centre-back. Why are they buying another one? But they've got no right-back lined up to cover for James. Don't. I mean, what is going on there?
Thank you.
You definitely need. I definitely need to hear that podcast, Andy.
We'll get him on a Chelsea podcast. The other thing, very quickly, he did say to me was he can never see Graham Potter giving the players a rollicking. He can't see him doing a Neil Warnock or a Barry Fry.
I might be wrong.
He thinks they've got Mr. Barraclough, but they need Mr. Mackay. Danny. This is what he's saying. Or Mr. Wainwright, the visiting.
I think it's hard to judge that. I think if the Chelsea squad of the last 15 years, which kept winning things, they were self-motivating. I think the current crop, I'm not sure where the motivation comes from, and if he doesn't get stuck into them, they look.
They just outrun.
They just look average, don't they?
They're outfought by every team they play, and that's not good enough. I mean, they're going for Fernandes for 105 million. Why not buy Declan Rice for the same money? At least he's proven in the Premier League. You could buy this bloke from Benfica. He could be absolutely
thank you,
rubbish.
caller. We are going to have to leave it there. That's Andy from Chiswick, the Chelsea fan. Do look out for his podcast.